Kid is clearly, a very talented ball handling guard.
So you ready for all this?
Yes. I prayed about it, and I'm very confident. I feel like I'm prepared for this. I know I still have a lot of things to learn, but I have a great coach around me, Phil Jackson. I have my high school coaches still in my corner, college coach. It's a great organization to help me become a better player.
And at some point, Mr. Crittenton pulled up, and we believe that he discharged his weapon outside of a black Chevy Tahoe.
Born on New Year's Eve, 1987, in the slums of Atlanta, Georgia, Javaris Crittenton was born into a tough situation to climb out of. Raised by his mother in one of the most crime-ridden neighborhoods in the country, the influence of the surroundings loved to rip apart lives before they even start. Javaris was different in the draws to crime, violence, and the lifestyle that comes with it never really drew him in. You can point this to the nurturing of his mom, grandma, great-grandma, and aunt, or to the idea that he had bigger fish to fry. Javaris was a blossoming star on the court from the time he touched a ball. He joined the Southwest Atlanta Christian Academy his sophomore year of high school to play alongside other high school phenom in Dwight Howard, before leading them to the Georgia State Championship. As a junior, Javaris was a stat stuffer, with an average of 28, 8, and 7 at an All-American selection, while maintaining a great reputation as a leader off the floor. His school's principal described him as a leader who was very strong academically with a passion for science projects. Might be a bit of a fabrication, but it's likely that Javaris had his head screwed on right. His likable attitude and clear talent earned him a spot in Atlanta basketball circles, building him mentorships and bonds with guys like Josh Smith, Donnell Harvey, and Jarrett Jack. His success continued through college, with his coach placing him in a leadership role at Georgia Tech. After a very solid season averaging 14, 5, and 3, Javaris was a one-and-done, being drafted by the Lakers 19th overall. He came out of the gates crawling. He couldn't exactly fit in. He bounced from short stint to short stint with the Lakers and Grizzlies before being traded to the Wizards December 10th, 2008. At this point is where one of the most bizarre Kodak moments would take place in the modern NBA. The incident started on team flight where Arenas woke up from a nap and stumbled up to a game of cards already in progress. Javaris was on a bad losing streak, and Arenas sits down and wins the $1,100 pot the second he sits down. Javaris quickly snapped, and Arenas couldn't take him serious. Arenas talked his shit, and Crittenton just wasn't really having it. The situation ended with Javaris telling Arenas, "Well, I guess I'll just have to shoot you then," before Arenas responded, "Man, I'll bring you the guns to shoot me." Most people waved off the situation as a meaningless teammate beef that'll pass before the next one, but Arenas decided to call his bluff, bringing 4 guns into the locker room 2 days later and placing them out on a table. Gilbert shouted at Javaris, who had his back turned to Arenas, to choose his weapon. Javaris turned around slowly like an old gunslinger with a gun of his own, saying, "I've got mine right here," cocked it and aimed it at Arenas. The room that was filled with laughter a second before came to a halt with the realization of what was going on. The team fled out, leaving the two with the teammate and good friend Karan Butler mediating the altercation between the two. Karan calmed down the situation before it escalated anymore, and Commissioner David Stern suspended both players for the rest of the season, and the dwindling window left in the NBA was closed, and Crittenton was cut from the team with absolutely no interest from any other organization. Crittenton had various overseas opportunities, but this was where his life would begin to crumble to pieces. The off-the-court issues stem from when Crittenton was drafted. Whether it was coming from where he's from into the opportunity he stepped into, or whatever reason he had, Crittenton decided that he needed protection after joining the Los Angeles Lakers. He found the protection from a West Los Angeles street gang known as the Mansfield Gangster Crips. As Crittenton went seemingly off the map from the mainstream, he was very active in the street. In 2011, Javaris was reportedly robbed by a rival gang member for over $50,000 worth of jewelry. Crittenton planned to retaliate by shooting the gang member in a drive-by shooting in his neighborhood. In a terrifying turn of events, Crittenton mistakenly shot and killed an innocent woman by the name of Julian Jones, a mother of 4 standing outside of her home. He clearly had a large case stacked against him. Being charged with first-degree murder, he was able to come to a plea agreement with a charge for voluntary manslaughter, giving him a 23-year prison sentence, ending in 2038. Javaris' story portrays a few lessons to be learned. Even when it really seems like you made it to the top and the work finally paid off, it can come to an end quicker than it started. With heightened status comes heightened accountability, and the fall from grace splats a whole lot harder when you hit rock bottom.